What's up, everyone? Matt Montanez here today. Today, I want to talk to you about reference tracks, how to use reference tracks, what are reference tracks, and the proper way to use reference tracks. And the reason why I'm mentioning this, well, someone requested it in the comments, and not just that though, is I know when I started mixing records, and people would always preach to me, use reference tracks. Reference tracks is the way to make professional sounding mixes, and use them, use them, use them. And I've said it a few times in my videos. I tried using them and I was using them completely wrong. Like people say, yeah, here's the reference tracks, make it sound like this. Tight. So what was I doing? I was trying to EQ the hell out of a snare or the hell out of a kick or bass or guitar or whatever to try to get it to sound exactly like that. But it doesn't work. You can EQ forever and you'll never get your snare to sound like another snare. The only way you can do that is if you had that same exact snare to put into your song to get it to sound the same. So don't do that. Don't waste time and try to EQ forever to try to get that same snare sound because you can't do it. It's almost impossible. It's very, 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 very hard to do. So I was like, man, I'm not doing it. And, I'd get comments back, no, it's not really there. Try this, blah, blah. So I had to redo mixes a lot at times when I first started, and it just didn't work. So now when people tell me to use reference tracks, I figured it out. I understand how to do it. I understand what to look for, what to listen for, and how to use them. Because a lot of times it's just you're not listening to the reference track the right way, or you just don't understand what to listen for. So to get started here, I got this project I'm doing. It's for a grunge band, punk grunge band, like a rock band. And they're local here. They're actually super talented, really, really good. And I don't mix punk grunge music or rock music or nothing. I'm a pop guy. I mix pop music. And I've worked with bands before, especially in the studio. I'm recording drums and guitars and stuff like that. But I've never really mixed like rock music. I've mastered some stuff, but not mixed it. So she sent me these reference records, these reference tracks. And she sent me 4 YouTube links. The first one here is actually one of their previous songs that she tried mixing herself. Or she did mix herself. She didn't try. She did mix it herself. And then the other 3 are actually YouTube links of bands that she wanted me to reference. And this is what she said underneath. She said, I listened to the music you shared and it sounds really good. It's definitely not rock music, lol, but it sounds good. I just want the drums in our mix to sound as full as possible. The bass to bump and the guitars to sound balanced. As far as vocals go, I prefer to have them blend into the mix instead of stand out. I'll send you some references of the type of mix I'm going for. So yeah, so that's what she said. And so she's giving me a shot here and to really work. And she actually really loved this mix on the song I'm going to show you guys to really make it work. So I got these songs, right? And I listened to them. And they're all just like a rock band. I'll pull up the links real quick for you guys to check out. And let's see, it's loading, and they're all YouTube links. So you don't. I'm gonna say that now. You do not need to have the highest quality for a reference track. You do not need the wave. You do not need like directly off the CD. And the reason why I'm saying that is because I'm actually about to master a full rock project, and the guy said, "Oh well, you don't have like a big mastering studio or crazy monitors or anything?" I was like, nah, dude, like I just do it all off headphones. And he goes, oh, well, I was like, don't worry, I'm going to use reference tracks. We're going to be all right, bro. So he's going to send me the songs to master his whole album. And yeah, we're going to be all right because I'm using reference tracks the right way. So she sent me this record here. She sent me another one. These other 3, and the 4th one, like I said, that's their song, and it was really, I asked for it just so I can see what their sound was like, just so I can get an idea and start picking out references for myself that I heard. So anyway, she sent me these 3 songs, and they all sound slightly different, but they're all the same in the general areas. And the way you're going to use reference tracks, and this is the key right here, is you got to listen, and you're listening for how the song is balanced. Okay, so let's say you listen to this song, you hear the drums and the snares and kicks and everything, and you hear how far back they're sitting in the mix. That's what you're doing. You're just moving your drums further back in the mix. You hear how wide they are. You want your drums to be wide like that. Okay, You hear vocals. You hear the vocals, how they're sitting with the reverb and the delay. So you want your vocals to sit with that reverb and delay like that. You hear the vocals sounding full. You want the vocals to sound fuller. If they sound thin, you want them to sound thinner. That's what using a reference track is all about. It's not that, let's say I'm singing here, and I'm like, oh, well, I want my mix to sound like a Drake. I'm not going to get the song to sound like Drake because I don't have Drake's voice. I can EQ the hell out of my voice. I'm not going to sound like Drake. I'm not going to get a female singer and she wants the reference to be like Taylor Swift. I can't get her to sound like Taylor Swift, but I can get it similar. I can get it balanced like a Taylor Swift song, I can get it if Taylor Swift's song has a lot of highs and it's a bright mix. Her mix is going to have a lot of highs and it's going to be a bright mix. And that's the idea. You're balancing it the same. If the mix is full of bass and bumping, you're going to make your mix full of bass and bumping. You're not trying to get the bass to sound dead on like it in tone, but you're making it to sit similar in the mix and balance that way. That's the idea behind using reference tracks. So if these vocals sound wide, you make your vocals wider. If they sound, like I said, telephony or something, you make your vocals sound telephony because they said, I want my vocals to sound like this. Use this as a reference. But they're not trying to say, oh, make me sound like Chris Brown or Drake or Taylor Swift or Miley Cyrus. They're not doing that. They want you to have that same kind of balance in their mix. So if, like she said, she wanted the guitars to sound full, I made her guitar sound full. I used the reference tracks to see where they sat in the mix. So if they were like up in the front or further back or pan to the side, that's what the reference tracks were used for. Same with the bass. How far up is it? How loud is the bass? How much does the kicks push and really knock? How does the snare sit? Is it snapping? Is it a little duller? Is it a big reverby stadium sounding snare? That's what you're doing with the reference tracks, and you're really making it to balance the same way. So keep that in mind. You do not need to fight forever with an EQ and trying to get that same exact tone. It's just balance. If the snare is up in your face with parallel compression, you want your snare to be up in the face. That's it. It's that simple. You use reference tracks as that way. At least that's the way I use reference tracks, and I haven't had a complaint since I've started doing it that way, and everybody's been loving my mix. Even this, I've never mixed this genre, and she loved this mix. She thought it sounded great. There's a few things I've heard that I want to change now, and it's really just automation stuff where I'm going to automate through the vocals and things because I didn't do that yet. But overall, I like the mix. I thought it came out great. It sounds similar to the reference track she sent me, and it's not mastered yet, but I got it to be that loudness. There's plugins and stuff you can use for your reference tracks, which here's one that I've seen on Dave Pensado. It's by Sample Magic, and it's the Magic AB plugin, which is really cool. You can load up your reference track, and then that'll be in B. Your mix is in A. So let's say the reference tracks, for example, they're always mastered. Yours isn't mastered. It might be quieter. You can lower the reference track to match your volume because it gives you your meters, or you can even raise yours to match the volumes, and then you just tap A and B back and forth to listen to both tracks. And you can go like, okay, I'm listening to mine. All right, now let's go to theirs. All right, theirs is brighter. Their song is brighter, or it has a little more mids. You can go back to yours. You can add more mids or make yours brighter. Go back. Oh, okay, the vocals sit a little further back. Go back in yours and bring your vocals down. That's how you'll use the reference tracks. That's how you use this plugin. And there's other plugins similar to this, but this one is the best one. It's super incredible and useful for things like that, especially A being back and forth. So yeah, that's how you use reference tracks. It's just getting a similar balance, the right balance. It's not about getting the same exact tone overall because you're not. You're not going to have the same musicians, the same instruments, or the same vocalist. It doesn't work that way. So I hope that helped a lot of you to get a clearer understanding on how to use reference tracks. Like I said, I was lost on it. I didn't understand or even know how to use them, but I figured it out. And yeah, use your ears. Do not go off meters and go like, okay, this meter is sitting at negative 3 dB. Don't do that. Just use your ears and boost your bass if you need to boost some more bass, dude. Don't be like trying to follow a meter because that's going to jack you all up. All right, keep creating music, guys. I'm going to show you this record real quick so you can peep it out a little bit, and then we'll close this up.
Her instincts
that's the record I've been working on, and I love it. I think it sounds great. And just keep in mind, I believe they recorded all this themselves at their home studio, so I think I did a really good job for what I had. I'm not sure what mics they use. I'm not sure what interface. They were using Logic, though. I know that for sure. So I think I did a pretty good job in mixing this to sound to the top quality as it can be. So yeah, hope this helped, guys. Oh, by the way, before I sign out, sorry about that. I'm going to link this in the description below when they release this album. It's not done yet. It's not released yet. So I'll put a link in the description below. You guys can check them out. So I'll update this post. And if you want to know more about this band and everything, I can just comment below and I'll shoot you a couple links and stuff. And I'll actually just link you once this is available. I'll link you back. So just shoot me a comment below. Don't forget, share, subscribe, like this, and keep creating music, everybody. Take care.